This video is sponsored by Policygenius. More about them later. The French anthropologist and philosopher Claude Lévi-Strauss once said, "The wise man does not give the correct answers, he asks the correct questions." It's easy to think that if we want to grow, to reach the next stage of our lives, we need more information, better solutions. However, the truth is that instead of more answers, what we often need are better questions. Questions that challenge our current way of thinking and beliefs. Because only with wise, powerful questions can we have wise, powerful answers. So in that spirit, let me share with you 20 most powerful questions that you should ask yourself today if you want to transform your life for the better. And hi, if you're new to the channel, my name is Tay from Financial Tortoise, where we learn to grow our wealth slow and steady. The first powerful question you want to ask yourself. Very simple, but crucial for growth and well-being. How are you today? How are you feeling today? When we think about powerful questions, we think it has to be something profound and revolutionary. Something about changing the world and living for a greater cause. However, changing the world starts with changing ourselves. And that can't happen if we're not taking care of ourselves. So get in the habit of asking yourself this simple yet powerful question. How are you today? How are you feeling? What is on your mind? Healthy forward movements only happen when we have good self-awareness of our strengths, our weaknesses, our hopes, and our worries. And if you want to develop good self-awareness, you want to get in the habit of checking with yourself on a regular basis. The number 2 most powerful question. What are you thankful for? What brings you gratitude today? Gratitude is one of the most powerful of all human emotions. When you're thankful, you're able to focus on what you have instead of what you don't. It is human nature to look at the glass half empty rather than half full. We naturally gravitate towards negativity versus positivity. It takes tremendous effort to have a positive perspective on things, even when everything is going so well. Just look at people when they're on their vacation. Most don't look happy, rather they look miserable. But negativity is draining. It's exhausting. Well, how to turn that around? Ask yourself the question, what are you thankful for today? The number 3 powerful question you want to ask yourself. How do you measure success? We live in a world where it seems like there's only one definition of success. Money, status, and power. If you achieve all 3, you've achieved the nirvana of the success pyramid. However, we're all different individuals with different desires. And thus, we all have a different definition of success. But it's hard to tease out our definition of success when we're bombarded by everyone else's definition of success. The world's richest billionaires of 2024. The most influential people of 2024. So tune out the world for a minute and ask yourself, how do you measure success? The number 4 powerful question you want to ask yourself. Segueing from the success question, what does enough look like to you in terms of wealth, health, and accomplishments? This question delves deeper into defining your own definition of success. And this concept of enough is another powerful principle that helps us to define that. When we don't know our enough, we don't know when to stop. We keep chasing and pursuing in the hopes that more and more will make us happier, more content with life. But like a black hole with insatiable appetite, no amount of filling will be enough because we haven't defined our enough. So simply write down, what net worth would be enough for me? What kind of body would I be satisfied with? What accomplishments would I be proud of? And recognize that this will change and should change with time. However, just the exercise of writing it down will do wonders in helping us gain greater control of our lives. But before we move on to our next question, a word from our video sponsor, Policygenius, the country's leading online insurance marketplace. The last few months of the year are full of opportunities to create lasting memories with our loved ones, sharing stories, eating good food, and just enjoying each other's company. However, it is also a great time to check in on our family's future. To ask the question, are they adequately protected? If something were to happen to me, would they still be okay? Therefore, one of the things that my wife and I immediately did as soon as the kids were born was to get life insurance. We wanted them to be always protected, regardless of what may happen to us. However, with so many options to choose from, finding the right policy can be overwhelming. Well, no worries. Policygenius can help. Policygenius helps you easily compare your options by getting quotes from America's top insurers in just a few clicks. And if you need additional help, they have a team of licensed, award-winning agents who will walk you through the process step by step. Yes, some of you might already have life insurance policy through work. However, it may not be enough. Many do not offer enough protection for your family's needs. Additionally, they often don't follow you when you leave your job. You need something more. With Policygenius, you can find life insurance policies that just start at $292 per year for $1 million of coverage. Some options are 100% online and let you avoid unnecessary medical exams. Also, Policygenius not only simplifies the process of getting you and your family covered, you can also get unbiased advice from a licensed expert support team. Because these experts don't work directly for the insurance company, they have no incentive to recommend one insurer over the other, just one that best works for you. Additionally, Policygenius has thousands of 5-star reviews on Google and Trustpilot from customers who found the best fit for their needs. So if you've been thinking about life insurance, check it off your list today with Policygenius. Head to policygenius.com/financialtortoise or click the link in the description below to get multiple life insurance quotes for free and see how much you can save. Alright, with that said, let's get back to the video. The number 5 powerful question you want to ask yourself. And this is a fun one. Who inspires you? And I know what you're thinking. Obviously, Tay the Financial Tortoise, right? His amazing hair inspires me every day, and I can't wait for his new videos every week. I know that is what you want to say, but I recommend for this exercise, restrain yourself. Apart from me, who else inspires you? This is a fun exercise for me because it helps me to identify what lifestyle and life choices I most empathize with. What characteristics do I most admire? What values most resonate with me? Which leads to the next question. The number 6 powerful question. What core values truly define who I am? Values are very important because they guide our actions and decisions. Our values determine our career choices, how we choose to spend our money, and even where we decide to live. However, how many of us spend much, if any time, thinking about our own personal values and writing them down? Probably not many of us. But when we don't define it and write it down, we're essentially saying our personal values don't really matter much. I'll let other people define my values for me, to make my decision for me. But other people are not you. You are your own individual, so spend the time to write down your core values. For me, some of my core values are simplicity, autonomy, slow and steady, focus, and depth. Yours could be similar or very different from mine, but you don't know until you define them for yourself. The number 7 powerful question you want to ask yourself. What do you need more in your life? This is another great self-reflection question that forces you to think about what you already have and what more of it do you want. What would make your life better? And for me, the recent answer to this question was very simple. My wife and I love a good coffee. So after having experienced some amazing tasting espressos in Europe, we decided that we need more espressos in our lives, which led us to purchasing an espresso machine as soon as we came back to the States and getting addicted to espresso pods. Remember, there are no dumb answers to any of these questions, just answers that make sense for you. The number 8 powerful question that you want to ask yourself. The opposite of the previous question. What do you need less of in your life? What's dragging you down or getting in the way? For me, most recently having lugged 3 large suitcases across 7 different countries in Europe, I realized that I needed less clothes. I thought I was pretty optimal with my wardrobe, but after having unpacked and packed 15 times, what I realized I needed less of was things. The number 9 powerful question. What is one habit that could dramatically improve your life? Gary Keller, the founder of Keller & Williams, the largest real estate company in the world by agent count, popularized this concept of one thing through his book titled, as you can guess, The One Thing. The book essentially discussed the value of simplicity by focusing on the one most important task on any given project. That once you can identify and complete that one most important task, all other tasks would fall into place like domino. In that principle, I'm sure there are similar one habit in our lives that could have an outsized impact on all other things that we do. For me, this is health and daily exercise. If I can prioritize 45 minutes to 1 hour per day for exercise and fitness, that habit allows me to feel better, write better, and be more focused when I'm with my family. So reflect on your one habit that could dramatically improve your life as well. Is it reading, reviewing your budget, spending more time with your family, or like me, related to fitness? A quick reminder, if you're finding these questions useful and are scrambling to write them down, no worries, my friend. I have a free PDF that lists out all the questions that we're covering here in an easy to digest one-page format. So make sure to go to the link I'll have in the description below to grab your free copy. They'll serve as a great resource next time you sit down to reflect on your life and your future. Alright, with that said, let's get back to the video. The number 10 powerful question. What does your ideal day look like? If you could wave a magic wand and make reality your ideal day, what would it look like? What time would you wake up? What would you eat for breakfast? What kind of work are you doing and when? What kind of activities are you doing and with who? Giving yourself the space to reflect on what your ideal day looks like gives you a goal that you can aspire towards, despite how far-fetched it might seem when you first look at it. The number 11 powerful question you must ask yourself. If failure was not an option, what would you try? Or put it another way, what would you try if you knew you were not going to fail? Deep down inside, we all have aspirations and desires. And the truth is that as we get older and we get beaten down by the realities of life, we bury those aspirations and desires deeper and deeper until we can no longer see them. But they are still there, just buried under the cover of fear. Fear of failure. But if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? What would you try? Give yourself the permission to dream and fantasize once again. The number 12 powerful question. What would you try if you had no fear of judgment? Maybe it's not the fear of failure that is holding you back. Maybe it is a fear of judgment. What will people think if I suddenly changed my career path, my life path? If I didn't follow in my parents' footsteps, or did what was expected of me? But if all of them vanished, what would you try? Again, give yourself the space to think and reflect. Dig deep under to see what aspirations and desires you never allowed light to shine on because you're afraid of failure and judgment. The number 13 powerful question. Let's take that notion a bit further. What would you still try if you knew you would fail? If you knew for certain that you were going to fail, are there things that you still want to try, to take a stab at? Again, all these questions are there to help us unpeel our deepest hidden desires. Inventions were launched, companies were built, and lives were transformed because someone somewhere decided that they want to try something, even when they knew it could fail and people would criticize them. Don't be defined by the templates set for you by someone else. Give yourself the permission to reflect, dream, and imagine the possibilities. The number 14 powerful question. Ask yourself, what is the worst that can happen? Okay, so I failed in this venture. Bunch of people made fun of me. So okay, what is the worst that can happen? What is the worst that did happen? When I decided to upload my first video on YouTube over 3 years ago, I asked myself the exact same question. My videos suck. Nobody will watch it. My family and friends will make fun of me. Well, that actually did happen and still happens today. My videos still kinda suck and I'm surprised anyone is still watching them. But it was not the end of the world. I still woke up every morning. My wife and the kids still loved me and I still had the most amazing hair. Most often the worst is not as bad as we make it out to be when we actually take the time to reflect on it and write it out. The number 15 powerful question you want to ask yourself. If you were to lose all your money and your status today, who would still be by your side? One of the most famous studies done on happiness was done by Harvard when they tracked over 700 individuals and their families for almost 100 years starting in 1938. The main question they were trying to find an answer to was this: what leads to healthy and happy lives? And the answer was overwhelmingly simple, yet profound. Good relationships, period. Regardless of money or status, we're the happiest and most satisfied when we have deep, healthy relationships, authentic relationships. So ask yourself the question, if you're stripped of everything, all your financial resources and even your social status, who would still be by your side? Who would still be there for you? If you have loved ones still by your side, you're already living the richest life any person can ask for. The number 16 powerful question. The line of relationships, what type of people do you want to surround yourself with? Again, if you could wave a magic wand, who would you want in your lives? What characteristics do they have? What type of people are they? When we can clearly articulate the type of people who we want in our lives, who brings out the best in us, that helps us to filter out who we allow into our lives. Number 17 powerful question. How can I show up more authentically with the people I care about? Building healthy relationships isn't just about finding the right people. If we want to develop a healthy relationship with them, we must do our part as well. We must invest in them through authentic care. So reflect on these questions. How can I show up better for the people I care about? How can I show up more authentically? How can I listen better? How can I better express how I appreciate them in my life? The number 18 powerful question you must ask yourself. What accomplishments are you most proud of? As I mentioned earlier in the video, many of us tend to focus on what we don't have rather than what we already have. What we haven't accomplished rather than what we've already accomplished. We don't celebrate enough. So give yourself the permission to celebrate. Reflect on all that you've accomplished because you've done a lot. When you can be proud of all that you've accomplished, this will serve as a powerful motivator in pushing you positively forward in the next phase of your life. The number 19 powerful question you must ask yourself. If you were to die tomorrow, what regret would you have not having done? We will all die one day. That is a fact. The hope is that when you're facing death, you have minimal regrets. So while you're healthy, reflect on the question. If you were to die tomorrow, what regrets would you have? What would you wish you would have done? And let the answer motivate you to face your fears and persevere. The number 20 and the last powerful question. What impact do you want to make in this world? We all have one life to live, and we all make a difference, big and small, and often unintentionally. But let's be intentional about the impact we make on this world. We all have unique skills, talents, and desires. I have the most amazing hairline on the internet, and I also like talking about money. So I make videos about boring money topics while also showing off my stunning hair. And I hope that can make a small but a positive difference in few people's lives. So ask yourself the question, what impact do you want to make in this world? And share that gift with us. Thank you guys for watching. In the line of self-reflection, please check out my video on the top 5 regrets of dying here. Until next time, all the best.